All right, so pre-sale condo assignments have been flooding the market. And basically for the last year, I've been getting almost a call a day of somebody who's bought a pre-sale and is now looking to assign it. I'm that agent Kelly. I talk about Canadian real estate and my local market of Abbotsford and the Fraser Valley. And if you're into that, subscribe, like this video. If you want to chat one-on-one, there's a link in my description that will book you right into my calendar. So as I said, I've been getting pretty much a call every single day for, pretty much the last year of somebody who bought a pre-sale who's now looking to assign it. And if you don't know what an assignment is, it's basically, you buy a pre-sale, it has a couple year long completion, and you actually have the option to sell it before it's finished being built, and that would be called an assignment. Now, unfortunately for both me and the seller, I'm likely not going to be able to sell your assignment, and this is why. Most of the people who are looking to assign these units bought their unit from, it would have been the back end of 2021 to probably early 2023 at this point. Now, if you didn't know this, 9 out of 10 times, a pre-sale project is priced at a premium, probably even more than 9 out of 10 times. So if a similar unit that's already built is worth $500K, that exact same unit pre-sale might be worth $515K plus GST. So, you're all in at $540,000 in comparison to the same unit at $500K on the resale side. Now, why would you pay an extra $40K for this unit, you might ask? Well, because the terms are very favorable, right? You can put down a 5 to 15% deposit. You don't need to get a mortgage today. It takes 2 to 4 years to complete. Hopefully in 2 to 4 years, prices are higher, rents are higher, and interest rates are lower, etc. So the reason why your assignment likely isn't going to sell today is because at the time you purchased it, not only did you pay a higher price, most likely, but you also paid a premium to what the market was even trading at that time. So if the market was, say, 5% higher when you bought it, well, you would have bought your unit, 10 to 15% higher than what the current market selling price is. And sure, the market has gone up and down, and we're definitely higher than the lows of 2022. We are not back to the above market price that you would have paid for this unit. And on top of that, to get out, you're going to need to be in a pretty decent profit because you have to likely pay an assignment fee, which is anywhere from $1,500 to, 10 grand, depending on the project. It's usually like the most common that I see right now is about 1%. So if you have a $500,000 unit, the assignment fee is $5 grand. Then you have realtor commissions. So you need to be in at least, a $20,000 plus profit to even get out break even on your unit. So that's the first thing, the price. The next thing is that the developer likely isn't going to allow you to list your assignment on the MLS. They can say, yes, you can assign your unit. However, we are not allowing you to list it on the MLS. And for that reason, you're now going to have to try to sell it off market. Now, there is a lot of inventory in the assignment market right now. Listing it on the MLS will be a difficult and tough sell. It'll be exponentially harder to try to move this thing off market. Thirdly, you are competing with a lot of brand new move-in ready product that is priced very similarly to your assignment. The only difference is the buyer can actually walk into these units, get a feel for them, kind of move around. Oh yeah, my furniture will fit here. They don't have to visualize it in their head. They can just go there and see it. Well, with your assignment, they're essentially paying $500K for a piece of paper, and they just have to try to visualize and guess what that unit's going to look like. They don't get to see the exposure. What is the balcony looking at? What does that look like? What does the view look like from my unit? They don't get to see any of that. They just kind of have to guess and hope. And even when you bought the pre-sale, you at least got to walk into the presentation center, likely see the show suite, talk to the sales team, get a deeper dive on the project. Maybe they had a 3D 2-scale model of the building where you could literally go, oh yeah, that's my unit, and kind of pick it out on the building. Anyone who's buying your assignment is literally just inheriting the piece of paper that you have with the developer. And the fourth reason, even if you decide, you know what, I am ready to take a loss on this thing, I just want to get rid of it, I can't complete, I can't get a mortgage, whatever. There will 9 out of 10 times be a clause in that contract stipulating that you're not actually allowed to sell your unit below the contract price that you purchased it at. And the reason why that's in there is because anybody getting a mortgage on a unit in this building, when it does complete, right? So let's just say there's 100 units in the building. Everyone's going to have to get financing, or close to everybody's going to have to get financing with a lender. The lender, in order to secure financing, is going to hire an appraiser to go and appraise that unit. The appraiser is going to use 3 comparable sales to find out what the value of that unit is and then appraise it. Well, When you sell your unit below the contract price, what do you think that does to everybody else's appraisals in the building? Now, all 100 units in that building, when they go to get their appraisal done, it is likely going to appraise below the contract price because you sold your unit below the contract price. So that's why that clause is in the contract. So all that being said, what can you do? Well, don't buy pre-sales to flip. I've made videos on if you are to buy a pre-sale to flip, this is what I would look for, but I am definitely not an advocate for buying pre-sales to flip them. Buy pre-sales with the full intent of getting a mortgage, completing on it, and then renting it out. And if the scenario comes up where we can flip it, then absolutely, let's do that. And maybe you didn't buy this unit to flip. Maybe you actually did buy it to get a mortgage and complete, but now interest rates have gone up 500 basis points. You're extremely cash flow negative, etc., etc. You got shafted on this one. There's no two ways about it. Close on it, rent it out, maybe even sell it at a loss. I find people are so afraid of losing money, right? It doesn't matter how bad their situation is or how much sense it makes, how much logical sense it makes to continue holding the unit that they're holding. They just, as long as they're not losing money, they will continue to hold it, even if the ROI is horrible and nothing about it makes sense. It is okay to lose money. This is investing. People lose money. And I know people hate accepting defeat because then they have to go tell all their friends and family that they lost money, and all their friends and family who bought one house 50 years ago for 10 grand that's now worth 2 million bucks are gonna say, haha, I told you, you're an idiot, you shouldn't have invested. But I will say this, all of the times that I have lost money, investing in business, in whatever, have been the greatest teachers. And literally every single time that I've lost money, I can now look back and I can trace it to a time in the future where I made a bunch of money because of the lesson I learned from the time that I lost a bunch of money. It's almost like paying tuition to go to school. And in the grand scheme of things, you lose 20, 30, 40, 50 grand, 60 grand. It's not a big loss in the grand scheme of your life. Now, am I telling you to lose money, sell at a loss? No, I'm not telling you to do any of that. I'm just saying if that's what you need to do, it's okay, dude. It's fine. Anyways, subscribe, like if you like this video. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.